Yeah, that'd be good.
Kind of what was your message to the team afterward tonight?
Just that, we didn't give ourselves a chance to win. I mean, we made mistake after mistake in the field. We booted a double play ball. We don't hit the cutoff man from left field, and the guy gets to walk into second base. We kick a ball at short. We made some critical errors, but really what we did is we pitched behind all night. A lot of 2-0 counts, 3-1 counts. They were in really good hitter count, and they took advantage of it and swung the bats well. And they put together a couple of big innings. The inning they hit a grand slam before we got an out. Had 3 base runners on, and right now we just don't have enough pitching depth. I mean, bottom line, it's kind of showed on Sunday. You saw it again today.
After that grand slam, y'all loaded the bases, no outs,
Yep.
came up empty. Did that kind of take the air out of y'all sails?
Well, at the bottom line, we just got to score at least 1, maybe 2 right there, because we have 3 of our top hitters coming up. We had the 2-hole, 3-hole, and 4-hole, and we strike out, pop up, and ground out. We really don't even hit a ball out of the infield, and at a minimum, we should have tied that game or maybe taken the lead. And that was a little disappointing. And that was part of the message today, that we don't drive in runs. When your 9-hole hitter's leading the team in RBIs, kind of tells you something. Because we've had runners on a lot, and you got to hit when people are on base, and that's one thing that we have not done.
What their lefty do just to.
I don't know. I mean, you look at his numbers, just okay. And boy, he had a great night tonight. I mean, give him credit. He's a senior, and he pitched 5 innings and kept us off balance. Basically, just throwing a little slider and mixing it up a little bit. But we had our opportunities. We missed some pitches and fouled them off, and it seemed like when he got ahead of the count, he found ways to finish our guys off. Give him credit.
Ramage got y'all out of the jam there in the, I think it was the 4th. What was going on in the 5th?
I don't know. You'll have to ask him. I mean, you saw what I saw.
Obviously, you have to play with the hand you're dealt. You talked about the pitching depth. What can you do to address that, here in the middle of the season like this?
Well, it's you got one of our top pitchers is injured right now, and that's shifted some innings to some other guys. Somebody's got to pick it up. I don't know. Ramage is a guy that we've used a couple times a week, but we only throw him a couple innings. His last couple outings have been shaky, and hopefully he'll have a good weekend. And Vermillion's got to give us a couple innings, and obviously our 3 starters, they've done a pretty good job for us, but we haven't even got to the point where we can use Cronin. He's well rested, but it's a lot of these new guys, young guys that. You hope that there's 2 or 3 of them that can really excel a little bit out of the bullpen or take a role or be a Tuesday starter. And really, besides Wicklander, we haven't found that guy, and that's been a little disappointing.
How tough to regroup for Auburn with the Thursday game?
I think it's probably good that we're getting out of town tomorrow. We practice tomorrow at their field, and then we just play again. And we're playing a really good team on the road. I mean, going into tonight, they'd only lost like 1 game at home all year, and I don't know how they did against Georgia Tech, but they're awfully good.
The lineup. Any more thoughts about what you might do against Auburn? You had Ezell tonight.
No, I liked Ezell leading off. I thought he did a good job. He laid down. He got 2 bunt hits, and he got a single to right, left-handed. He took a lot of pitches. Two-hole didn't have such a good night. Struck out 3 or 4 times, and Heston in the 3-hole. I mean, he had a big at bat with the bases loaded and 1 out, and. He swung at a bad pitch. Ball was up and in. It's like I told these guys. They've got to take control of their at bats, and they have to be a little more patient and get pitches they can handle early in the count. When you're behind in the count, you have 2 strikes on you. You have to fight and do what you have to do. But we need to get better pitches early with runners in scoring position, because their pitchers will let you get yourself out, and I feel like that's been going on a little bit lately.
Just UALR, the way they played tonight, they obviously, seemed like every hit they were energized. Just what did you think about maybe the energy they brought?
Well, they did well. I mean, anytime you're hitting like they hit, you're going to be excited, and there's going to be a lot going on. And, like I said earlier, you got to give them credit. They came in and, they got behind, they got ahead, they got behind, and then they took the lead. We load the bases with no outs. Looks like we're going to, at a minimum, tie it up or who knows what, and they get out of it. And, then they came in and scored another run or two, and we were running short on pitching. And but they took advantage of everything we gave them, which was, booting balls. We had a ground ball back to the mound. Pitcher can't throw the ball to first base. It wasn't wet. It only hit the ground one time, and so there's a little bit of growing pains going on with some of these youngsters, and we'll see how it turns out.
The pitching matchup on Thursday between Isaiah and Tanner, and what you hope to get out of that.
Well, I don't know who's pitching for Auburn yet. Do you? Yeah, I mean, we kind of have to stick with the same rotation because of rest. But if Burns throws, I mean, he's outstanding. Isaiah's outstanding. It should be a great matchup.
Anybody else? Okay, thanks.
All right.